What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 20 video. Today we're going to be talking about some confirmed gameplay fixes and changes and things that we can look forward to specifically on Madden 20 gameplay. I'm very intrigued and interested to see how this actually plays in the game, and we hopefully will see some gameplay soon with EA Play, less than a month away. If you guys missed it, earlier tonight we put out a video specifically on the Superstar X Factor abilities and how they're going to play and factor into Madden 20, specifically into MUT 20 as well. So if you missed that video, it is a bit long, but go check it out. I went over part of this blog that we're about to look at now, and then showed you guys a pretty good portion of the live stream that EA hosted tonight with senior gameplay developer Clint. So if you guys want to see that information, go check it out. But there was in this blog, and I will link it down below in the description, a lot of information on gameplay, like new gameplay changes and things that I thought warranted a second video. So again, if you want to read through it word for word, feel free to, but here we go. So I will probably paraphrase some of this, but it says immersion and quality polish. Basically, it's just stating in this first paragraph that the way that they produced this game, they polished it more often. So I'm not a game developer, I don't know how these things work, but instead of doing an alpha, you know, there's an alpha, beta, blah blah blah, they did a bunch of mini alphas. So it sounds to me, just reading this first paragraph, that they started working on this game a while ago, and they've been really kind of tuning it, fine-tuning it, and polishing it more frequently than like letting a long period of time go by and then fixing things. Hopefully that helps with the gameplay. We know Madden 19 gameplay was pretty dreadful for the most part, so they really need to make some improvements, and I'm hoping so. So streamlined pre-play, post-play, and no-huddle experiences. Basically what this is saying is that they've, in-game, we're going to be in action a lot more. So like when no huddles happen, they're just going to show us at the line of scrimmage. The time will factor in still, so the play clock's still going to move. The in-game clock's still going to move, but they're just going to get us up to the line of scrimmage quicker, just to get into action more. So I like that. I especially like it because it almost makes me feel like maybe playing a game of MUT or a game of Madden isn't going to take a half hour to 45 minutes. So the more games that you can get in, especially for Weekend League, I think will be much better. So I'm curious to see how that plays out, but if they have the times right to where the time is ticking correctly and it doesn't feel rushed, or you don't feel like you're running into delay of game penalties all the time, I'm for that. This second one worries me a lot. So it says pass rush. In today's NFL, the pass rush has changed on how the game is being played, and it is direct counter of deep routes and great quarterback play. We are bringing a more balanced and powerful pass rush to our game globally to limit the amount of time allowed in the pocket. So we already know that one of the most frustrating things in MUT is just some of these blitzes that people find, and they will be found in Madden 20, no doubt about it. But once like an incredibly hard blitz or like shed D is found and there's not like a consistent way to block it, it can be very frustrating, especially for people who might just be joining into the game or are not quite experienced or don't know how to stop certain blitzes and things. And we know that offensive line gameplay really struggles sometimes. So what this is saying to me is that pass rush is going to be a lot more effective this year, but I feel like it's kind of already effective now. Like there's a lot of times where people will rush two players and still get to the quarterback. So this paragraph worries me a lot. We'll have to see how it plays. I'm going to try to remain optimistic about it, but I am worried about this one. I do hate the times where sometimes it does feel like your opponent might have an hour to throw, and you know those comeback routes get open and there's nothing you can do about it. But for the most part, I think pass rush is okay. I think offensive lineman is what really needs to be addressed. In-game feedback systems. This is basically saying that there's going to be a lot more things on your screen that are telling you what's going on, specifically around X Factor abilities. So I'm guessing with like the the in-game goals that you have to meet. I think it's just mainly saying there's going to be things on your screen, and it's just going to be more presentable to you. Refactor of under pressure QB penalties. Putting pressure on a QB will be more impactful for Madden 20. So this is what I just kind of talked about with the pass rush, especially based on the ratings and superstar abilities. So they talked about in tonight's stream something about like certain pass rushers will be able to affect a quarterback even while they're engaged with an offensive lineman. Once again, that worries me. You'll see great pass rushers have a greater impact on QB passing accuracy when applying pressure, and you'll also see QBs who are great at throwing under pressure be more accurate. So the throw under pressure rating and whatever superstar abilities go with that seem like they will be very, very important. All of this information will be surfaced to the player via detailed in-game passing feedback text. Alright, so I'm worried about pass rush still. Gang sacks. Multiple defenders can now seamlessly add on to tackle animations when sacking the QB. I don't know why that was even in there. Rush get up animations. If a player gets knocked down to the ground while the play is still alive, they will now hurry up to get off the field and be more aware of the game situation. More things benefiting the pass rush, it sounds like. This one is very interesting. This is something that you may have watched or clicked onto this video because I probably put it in the title. Limits placed on lurking linebackers. So they've already talked about last week how the pass trajectory is going to be different this year, and I think that's a good thing because there's a lot of times where you have a tight end or somebody up the seam 20 yards down the field, and here comes Ryan Shazier jumping 40 feet in the air to intercept a ball when he's 2 feet away from the quarterback. It gets a little ridiculous. That's just how Madden has been for years and years. So not only are they changing the way the ball comes out, the trajectory of the ball, but it says in addition to that, we have also made some changes with jumping interceptions over the middle versus passing plays. Primarily, only defensive backs will be able to execute athletic jumping interceptions in Madden 20, while linebackers and defensive linemen will not be able to make acrobatic catches over the middle. If a user tries an intercepted pass with one of these bigger defenders that he can't reach, a player will trigger a catch animation, but he won't be able to reach the ball. So he'll still jump, but the ball will go over his head. However, we have picked out the best ball in air linebackers. I'm assuming somebody like, Bobby Wagner will be one of these guys, and equip them with superstar ability to allow them to get up in the air and make spectacular catches when applicable. So I do like that. I think we're going to see a heavy use now of defensive formations like we saw this year, where you can sub a safety into the linebacker. See a lot of people running Sean Taylor as a linebacker. I think we're going to see a lot of that in MUT now because of this. And it just depends on, there's probably going to be a handful of linebackers that can get it, like a Shazier, a Wagner, your typical MUT guys. So I like this still, though. I guess it depends on who can get those abilities for linebackers. Will be very interesting. But I do like this mixed in with the way the ball is going to be coming out. I like it. That's an A+ for me. Animation polish on blocking, catching, and tackling. This is just saying that they fixed animations on blocking, catching, and tackling, so I'm not going to read that. This streamlined, this thing we already read. They put it in the blog twice. Must have been a mistake. Clearly, they didn't pre-polish this blog. All right, more quality tweaks. We removed auto stray from gameplay completely, both the functionality and the settings. So that's kind of big. I mean, that's, I think that's one problem with that is that this year they had an issue where that setting kept going on and off, and they didn't know how it was happening. So just getting rid of it completely kind of solves an issue. This one is really good. We removed different game speeds from the game, mainly due to the amount of specific bugs it caused in our animation system. So if you played MUT Draft, and then you play regular MUT, and then you play Regs, it feels like 3 different games. They've always tried to tell us the game speeds weren't different, but they were, and they're getting rid of it, so I'm happy with that one. Ball Hawk is now defaulted to on for all skill levels. While it can still be toggled off via settings, having it off can lead to a number of frustrating points for our users, so we decided it was not a good default option, so that's okay. And I think for the most part, yep, that covers it. So that mixed in with I like these things that I just read in this video. Some of the superstar abilities still worry me a little bit. And again, if you guys missed that video, be sure to go check it out. But how do you feel about this gameplay stuff? I like it. I think they address some things that we've all cried about in years past. Not next Thursday, but the following Thursday, we're going to have another stream where they titled it Gameplay Part 2. So it's going to be more stuff talking about legacy issues, new gameplay features. So more to come, but this is a good start as far as gameplay goes. Of course, it still has to play out when you actually have a controller in your hand, so we'll have to wait and see, but I like what I'm reading so far. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Popular Stranger, and I'm out. Peace!